Found footage is one of the most unique and genuinely effective subgenres in all of horror. The concept is simple. The film is presented as real footage, usually shot by the characters themselves. A handheld camera, a phone, a security feed, something that makes you feel like you're watching something that actually happened. And when it works, it really works. The lack of polish, the shaky camera, the raw, unedited feel, all of it creates an intimacy and immediacy that traditional horror simply can't replicate. You don't just watch found footage, you experience it. Today we're covering everything you need to know about the genre and counting down 10 essential films to get you started. Whether you're completely new to found footage or just looking for your next watch, there's something on this list for you. Let's get into it. Before we get to the list, it's worth understanding what makes found footage so effective when it's done well. The key is believability. The best found footage films make you forget you're watching a movie. The characters feel real, the situations feel plausible, and the horror creeps in gradually rather than announcing itself. The handheld camera becomes your eyes. And that's deeply unsettling in a way no traditional film can replicate. The genre has its critics. Some find the shaky camera distracting. Some find the format limiting. And that's completely valid. Not every found footage film is going to work for every viewer. But the 10 films on this list represent the very best the genre has to offer. And if any of them connect with you, there's a whole world of found footage waiting to be explored. Number 10. The Visit, 2015. M. Night Shyamalan doing found footage is exactly as interesting as it sounds. Two siblings visit their grandparents for the first time and start filming the trip. And something about their grandparents just feels deeply wrong. The Visit is a great entry point for found footage beginners because it balances genuine unease with moments of dark humour. It's not the most intense film on this list, but it's one of the most watchable. If you want to test the waters before diving deeper, start here. Number 9. Creep, 2014. Creep is one of the most genuinely unsettling found footage films ever made, and it does it almost entirely through performance. Mark Duplass plays a man who hires a videographer to document his life for a day. And something is immediately deeply off about him. The horror in Creep isn't supernatural. It's the slow creeping realization that the person you're with might be dangerous. If you appreciate psychological horror that gets under your skin quietly, Creep is going to stay with you. Number 8. Grave Encounters, 2011. A ghost hunting TV crew locks themselves inside an abandoned psychiatric hospital overnight for their show. And the building doesn't let them leave. Grave Encounters takes the ghost hunting format that was everywhere in the early 2000s and turns it into something genuinely terrifying. The first act lulls you into a false sense of security before the film completely pulls the rug. If you enjoy haunted location horror, this is one of the best examples the found footage genre has to offer. Number 7. The Bay, 2012. The Bay is one of the most underrated and genuinely different found footage films ever made. Barry Levinson directed this environmental horror film about a small coastal town devastated by a mysterious parasitic outbreak, told through multiple footage sources, including news reports, phone videos, and security cameras. What makes The Bay so effective is how plausible it all feels. This isn't supernatural horror. It's the kind of horror that makes you look at the world differently afterwards. A genuinely unique entry in the genre. Number 6. Afflicted, 2013. Two best friends document their trip around the world, and one of them comes back from a night out fundamentally changed. Afflicted takes the found footage format in a direction you genuinely don't expect and executes it brilliantly. It's kinetic, it's visceral, and it moves fast. The two leads are genuinely charming before everything goes wrong, which makes the horror hit so much harder. This film deserves a much bigger audience than it has. If you haven't seen it, go find it tonight. Number 5. Gonjiam, Haunted Asylum, 2018. Korean horror has been redefining the genre for years, and Gonjiam, Haunted Asylum, is one of its finest achievements. A crew of internet horror streamers visit one of Korea's most notorious abandoned locations, Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital, and broadcast the whole thing live. The setup is incredibly clever and deeply modern. Live streaming horror content is something millions of people actually do. When the film turns, it turns hard and it does not let go. If you want international found footage that genuinely terrifies, this is essential. Number 4. Wreck 2007. Wreck is one of the greatest found footage films ever made. Full stop. A TV reporter and her cameraman follow a fire crew into an apartment building that gets quarantined by authorities. What happens inside is relentless, terrifying, and brilliantly executed. The Spanish language original is the definitive version. The pacing, the performances, and the escalating dread are extraordinary. REC understands that the best found footage, horror never lets you breathe. By the time the final act arrives, you are completely unprepared for what's coming. An absolute masterclass. Number 3. House LLC 2015. House LLC is one of the most atmospherically effective found footage films of the modern era, and it remains criminally underseen. A documentary crew investigates the mysterious deaths that occurred on the opening night of a haunted house attraction, piecing together what happened through the footage left behind. The slow build of dread in this film is extraordinary. The clown mannequins alone are enough to make your skin crawl. If you want found footage that takes its time and earns every scare, House LLC is going to deliver. Number 2. Host 2020. Host is one of the most impressive creative achievements in recent horror history. Made entirely during the COVID lockdowns, shot completely on Zoom calls, it runs just under an hour and manages to be genuinely terrifying from start to finish. A group of friends hold an online séance during lockdown and something goes wrong. The concept sounds gimmicky, but director Rob Savage uses the format with remarkable intelligence and craft. Host proves that found footage is still evolving and still capable of genuinely surprising you. A modern classic that arrived at exactly the right moment. Number 1. The Blair Witch Project, 1999. There was never going to be any other number 1. The Blair Witch Project didn't just launch the modern found footage genre. It changed cinema. 3 student filmmakers hike into the Black Hills forest to document a local legend and disappear. The footage is recovered. That's the entire premise. Made for $60,000, it became one of the most profitable films in history and genuinely fooled audiences into believing it was real. The genius of Blair Witch is what it withholds. You never see the threat, you only feel it closing in. The performances are raw and completely believable. The dread is cumulative and suffocating. The ending is one of the most haunting images in horror history. Every found footage film that came after owes a debt to the Blair Witch Project. Number 1. The beginning of everything. So that's your complete introduction to found footage horror. 10 films that cover everything from slow burn, psychological dread, to relentless supernatural terror. Whether you start with The Visit or jump straight to Blair Witch, every film on this list is worth your time. Found footage is a genre that rewards patience and an open mind. Give it a chance and it might just become your favourite corner of horror. Drop your favourite found footage film in the comments. I genuinely want to know which one got you. Subscribe to Classic Projection for more horror and thriller content every Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one.